Choosing social versus self. Transitioning from the comfort zone of my yearbook years to the wild west of high school socialization was like leaving the theater audience of a Shakespeare play and getting thrown into the middle of a mosh pit at a rock concert. It was chaotic, loud, dramatic, and ever-changing. Committing to this socialization wasn't just a mental commitment. It was more importantly a physical one. If I was going to try and fit in, I preferred to blend in and had no desire to be amongst the most popular girls' groups. They were way too beautiful and put together than I could ever be. I could barely figure out how to blow dry my hair, let alone curl it so elegantly. That group was completely out of my league. My girl gang was considered the second tier of the cool girls. They were pretty and social, and plenty of boys paid attention to them. And even though they weren't perfect and untouchable like the most popular girls, they were fashionable and put together enough to be the coolest girls of the obtainable groups. So I started saying yes to more sleepovers and never missed a chance to join them on shopping trips. From them, I learned that if I put my wet hair in a braid the night before, I could avoid the complicated blow-drying process and go straight to the flat iron in the morning. I even mastered the multicolored eyeshadow craze to shop at the popular cosmetics store. From the outside, it was clear. I was one of the girls. Just as fall rolled around, I took part in soccer tryouts and made the varsity squad fairly young. Again, I was one of the tiniest ones on the soccer field. And just like in middle school, I was most comfortable on the pitch. And being the youngest and smallest player on the team never seemed to faze me. Except that this time, I was good enough to be taken seriously by the older girls, and now pretty enough to be noticed by the soccer boys. Even though I was building my alter ego with the girl gang, none of them ever played soccer, so that was always my special domain. The older soccer girls took me in as their little sis, and I felt like I had arrived. They were nice to me in the hallway. They were much cooler than the catty cliques developing among the girls in my grade. Most of my soccer friends were 1 or 2 years older than me, so I always had this escape to my other world. Then I started getting introduced to the guys on the boys' soccer team. That was another world indeed. There was something instantly seductive about a cute boy who also understood the magic of being on a soccer pitch. It was a whole demographic of boys that my girl gang had no access to. Soccer was one of the only high school sports where the girls and boys seasons ran at the same time. Some my age and some older, there were always cute boys around to flirt with. It didn't take long for me to learn that my new look and confidence from being on the varsity squad were exuding from my pores. I felt important, seen, understood, and empowered. And what other way does a high school girl have to express that energy than in the direction of cute soccer boys? I soon learned that while I desired to blend in amongst the girl gang, I was a shining star emerging amongst the soccer community. And there was this thing about me that the other girls seemed incredibly envious about. I had these big, perfect, long, luxurious, full eyelashes and piercing green eyes. This was long before the age of eyelash extensions and fake lashes, and both girls and guys alike drooled over mine. It was almost as if this secret power had been unlocked and I was the only one who had the key. I began experimenting with my eye makeup to see the variety of reactions I could get. I could wear strategically combined eyeshadow colors to make my green eyes beam out of my head. I could wear my black eyeliner just so, where the boys couldn't unlock their gaze, and I could wear nothing but mascara, and the cool girls would gawk over my perfect lashes. Being invisible was no longer an option, and I was learning how to play the game. The mastery, however, came when I learned that there was a variety of ways in which I could bat my eyelashes to make boys completely captivated by me. I could be running laps with my team, lock eyes with a guy, bat my eyelashes just so, and he would lose track of all space and time. None of the other girls seemed to possess this power. It was all mine. So naturally, as any new magician or wizard would, I practiced using my new powers. I practiced and practiced and practiced until I was seductively good. The beautiful thing about being with the soccer girls compared to the cool girls in my grade was that the soccer girls weren't catty or judgmental of my new powers. In fact, they gave me an award for it. At the end of season awards ceremony, as the seniors graciously accepted their well-deserved awards, I was presented with the inaugural new edition of Boy Crazy Queen. I was recognized among all of the graduating seniors when no one else my age was even noticed. I accepted that award as a badge of honor, and I knew my practice was paying off. My powers were growing stronger, and I began to experiment with some of the cool guys in my classes. Bad boys and soccer boys alike were intrigued and surprised by me, like I had just been seen for the very first time. I was becoming more centralized in the circle of the girl gang, and as we moved through high school, the soccer girls in the grades above me became increasingly interested in directing their catty energy at me, especially since the guys they were chasing began to pay more attention to me. It was the first time I'd ever stolen another girl's man, and as far as I was concerned, those girls had their chance. I took full advantage of the attention and acceptance. I was fully committed to my socialization, and my training was working.